With a bold approach, Badelka employs the Zuckertort opening Sicilian invitation against Muzychuk in this FIDE Women's Grand Prix to lakhs 2425 Austria round 3 match. Knight f3. On c5. On b3. Knight f6. Bishop b2. On g6. On e4. Bishop g7. On e5. Threatening pawn takes f6. Knight d5 played by Muzychuk. On c4. Threatening pawn takes d5. Knight c7 played by Muzychuk. On d4. Threatening pawn takes c5. Pawn takes d4 played by Muzychuk. Queen takes d4. Knight c6. Threatening knight takes d4. Queen e3 played by Badelka. On d6. Knight bd2. Bishop f5. Muzychuk's idea is to play knight b4. Rook c1. Knight e6. On h3. On h5. Knight d4. Knight takes d4 and dominate the board. King castled queenside played by Badelka. Pawn takes e5. Knight e4. Threatening rook takes d8 check. Queen c8 played by Muzychuk. On h3. King castled kingside, it is novelty move. On g4. Threatening pawn takes f5. Bishop takes e4 played by Muzychuk. Queen takes e4. Queen e6. Bishop g2. Rook a d8. King b1. Queen f6. Queen e3. Queen f4. Rook takes d8. Rook takes d8. Rook e1. Badelka considers playing knight takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Queen takes e3. Rook takes e3 and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen takes e3 played by Muzychuk. Rook takes e3. On f6. Knight e1. King f8. Rook d3. King e8. Rook takes d8 check. Knight takes d8. Knight d3. Knight ce6. On c5. King d7. On b4. On a6. On a4. Knight c6. King c2. Knight ed4 check. Bishop takes d4. Knight takes d4 check. King c3. Threatening bishop takes b7. King c7 played by Muzychuk. King c4. On f5. On takes f5. On takes f5. On h4. On e6. On b5. On takes b5 check. On takes b5. On e4. Threatening pawn takes d3. Knight f4 played by Badelka. Bishop e5. On h5. King d7. On b6. Bishop g7. Bishop f1. King c6. Bishop g2. King d7. Knight h3. Knight c6. Knight g5. Knight e5 check. King b5. On h6. Threatening pawn takes g5. Knight h3 played by Badelka. Knight d3. Muzychuk is looking to play bishop d4, bishop f1, knight takes c5 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop f1 played by Badelka. Bishop d4. Threatening knight takes c5. Pawn f3 played by Badelka. Knight takes c5. King c4. Bishop e3. Threatening pawn takes f3. Bishop g2 played by Badelka. King c6. Muzychuk considers playing. King takes b6. Pawn takes e4. Pawn takes e4 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes e4 played by Badelka. Pawn takes e4. Muzychuk claimed a well-earned victory.